Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, so today, yesterday, I had posted a video about going live on the advertisements. Today, we woke up to some results, so that's what I'm going to share with you guys, and then show you what's next, which is really the most important part when it comes to all of this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the results. I'll talk through some of what's going through my mind. And like I need to actively work on this too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like pause the recording, work on it, show you what I worked on, and just kind of keep going back and forth. That way it's not like some like couple hour long video. You can kind of just see the result rather than like how long it might take. But you'll see like I guess the time. So you'll see how long it will take too. Anyway, let's dive into it. Yes, I'm also trying to upgrade my computer because I'm very well aware that this is not the best looking camera quality, but that's okay for now. Uh, I always forget how to do this. Anyway, all right, we're good. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Always gonna make it work. Oh, come on. I guess we're not making it work. All right, here's the gist. The gist is yesterday. So we have spent I put $100 a day budget. I think we've spent a little over $100. We spent $107 since yesterday. Um, we did not generate 6 leads. We generated 3 leads. So the number is double that, right? So let's do 18 times what am I doing? Sorry. Yeah, double that. Times it's $36 a lead. So $36 a lead, right? Just so you here, just I mean, I just was kind of done with that. But oh my goodness. We spent 107 and we got 3 leads. 107, let's do 108 divided by 3. We're spending about $36 per lead. So that's still pretty expensive, but the whole point is that we're getting leads in. And we know that it looks like some of these are working better than others. I'm not sure which one. It's still kind of early to tell. But it is working, and that's kind of what we would like to see. So like I'll go through a few things. So number one is like the first thing I typically look at is like how expensive is it to show this. This is cost per thousand, um, also known as CPM. It's costing on average $51 to show this, to just show it to 1,000 people. Some are in the lower end, but that's not that many people that actually saw it. But for the most part, it's about $50. So that tells me there's a few things. Number one, we're doing a small local area, so that means there's going to be more competition. All these ad networks, it's an auction basically, right? So if a few people are bidding, then the price will be pretty low. But if a lot of people are bidding, the price is going to be higher. So there's like decent competition. But I've seen this personally. I think the highest I've seen is like 120, 130, which is like that's pretty high. This is not that bad. Most importantly, I want to know how much I'm spending per click and what the effectiveness of all this is. So link clicks, I got that's actually a lot of clicks. I was not expecting that. Okay, so that's like this is a good thing and a bad thing, right? So 55 people clicked and only 3 people 55 3 divided by 55. 55 people clicked and only 3 people like became a lead. That means that 5% of my clicks are converting. That's really bad, to be very honest with you, right? So we're gonna have that means a few things. So number one is I can see that the advertisement, like the creative, like we got to break things down one by one. So I think I have that Figma. So when it comes to advertising, like you don't want to we can like I've mentioned the word funnel over and over again, right? Like there's going to be these stages, right? So if we just look at this for a second, all of these stages, we want to treat them independently, right? Like stage one, it's not working. Stage one might be working really well, but stage 2, 3, 4, and 5 aren't working. So if we know stage one is working, or that first part of the funnel, then like great, right? We don't really have to do anything with it, but we should start to focus on stage 2, 3, 4, etc. And I, we'll go through it right now, but typically it looks like we're gonna have to fix the stage 2 part of this, because what we're seeing is that people are clicking on the link, right? The average, like I actually don't even know what average is, but like if we go like Facebook ads, what's the average click through rate? I would assume I was gonna say 1 to 3%. It's actually lower than that. It's 0.9, right? So like if I'm getting 2.6, that means that whatever is being said on this ads is interesting to the people. Okay. But so 55 people have clicked so far. It's costing me about $2 per click. And a very high percentage of people are, if they see the ad, they're clicking the ad, right? So that tells me that if we go back to like the specifics, remember like originally I was expecting $3 per click. We're at $2 per click. So we're actually like on par right now. For us to get 100 clicks, it'll cost us 200, not 300, right? So this is working, and that's great. The problem is when they get to the website, which is when they get to the website, which currently is this page. See, there you go, 3 opt-ins. Excuse me, guys. They don't really like, this is something's wrong with this page. I don't like, we'll dive into it, but something is wrong with this page for them not to complete their information, right? Maybe it's not enough information, maybe they don't trust it. There could be a lot of reasons, but again, people are clicking it, so we know that the ad works. So I don't have to really touch the ad. What I have to do is I have to go into this website, fix this website so that more people opt in. So I guess here, just to give you guys like a little bit better information, like I think I said 30% here. Oh, actually I said 10%, which is like, actually, I guess I gave pretty decent numbers. I don't know why I said this was so low. Really, I would want that to be a lot higher. How can I erase? Okay. So here, because we've been using this, I'm going to update this as we go. So $2 CPC and $200 spent for 100 clicks. This is going to be, so right now, what are we at? We're at about 10%. Well, I guess that's funny, right? Because that is kind of what I had mentioned. But I think that's pretty low, right? Like what I would really want to see is I would want to see this at about like at minimum, oh shoot, 20 to 30%. That's like that's like bare minimum. Ideally, we can get it higher to closer to like 50 or 60%, but I'll be happy with 20 to 30% for now. Because and the reason this is gonna the reason why this is so important is because if if I get this number up, my total cost per lead is going to go down. So let me explain that for a second. So right now we have 55 people who clicked. Oh my God. I wish I had a pen. Sorry, guys, you have to watch me like painfully do this. 10%, that is equal to, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, that's actually supposed to be 5.5. I wonder what happened to the other few. But let me make this easy just because I don't know why that I have to think about. That's a good catch, but we got to think about that. Right now, we've spent let me really think about this for a second. Hold on. How do I want to do this? Let's do it like this. So far, we've spent $100, right? This is the actual example, and we've gotten 3 leads. It's a little bit more, but we basically spent like 35 bucks per lead, right? If we doubled this and we got, like this is at 10%, right? I know my math is not wrong, but not like accurate, but bear with me here. If this was 6%, or let's say it was 30%, right? 30% of people who completed this, then we would have had 9 leads, right? 9 leads divided by 100, right? So same $100, but now better performance. We're gonna have, it's not exact, but we're gonna have around $10 CPL, right? See, oh my God. Cost, cost per lead, right? So imagine, right? You in the first scenario, we're spending $35 versus spending, you're still spending the same, or excuse me, per lead. You're still spending the same 100, but you're getting more results. That's ultimately the whole point of making this page convert better. So today that's what I'm going to work on, because I know that if we're at 10, 11%, we should be at minimum 20 to 30%. And that's going to help us get more results for the same spend. So I'm going to start working on that, and I'll come back in a little bit and explain like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Okay, so let me just share what I've done so far. But basically, I'm creating what's called a split test. So I don't know if you can see this, but we got like 10% of people are actually submitting the lead form, which is pretty low. And as I mentioned, I want that to be like 20 to 30% minimum, really like 30% plus. And if I can, 50% would be great. So that page, I think there's a few problems with it. I think there were like, it wasn't really explaining enough. And there were some gaps, like I think it was too much too soon. I was asking the person to do something without giving them enough information about what they were about to get. So the test that I'm running over here is it's just a little bit more. So normally I'll get a little bit more aggressive with the tests, but I actually think that the headline's strong. I think like headline meaning this part was strong. What I think like everything up until this point was strong. This part and that part I think were lacking. And the other thing I did is I removed the zip code field. So I'm trying to remove a little bit of tension or friction from the opt-in process, and then give a little bit more information. And I'm not telling them what they're getting yet. I'm just teasing the information. But hopefully, let's see. Again, the whole point of this is to test. And especially when you're spending money, you want to test as fast as possible. So I'm going to let this thing go live. And I will keep you guys posted with the results. But that's pretty much it. I guess like the only other thing to show is, let me see. I'll let you guys watch me do this. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna split test this. As I told you, I'm using ClickFunnels. Basically, what this does is now the system's going to take anyone that visits these pages and just split them evenly. So I'll know, I kind of know, what I might actually do, because I'm gonna go 80-20, because I know most likely this is going to continue to perform the way that it's been performing, but this is going to, oh, now that I'm thinking about it, but this is going to give different results. So I want to like give a little bit more bias to the test to see if it's better. But one thing that I forgot to do was set up the pixel. So let me just show you guys how to do that. Business stuff. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, so the pixel is how this is tracked. This is actually not totally accurate, which it's fine. But what I will show you actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a few things that I gotta set up. I can't just test it like that. All right, well, I'm gonna go through the whole thing and I'll just kind of walk you guys through it. So first of all, let me see if I could do it from here. I actually don't know if I can do it from here. About to find out. Hmm, I can't even do it from there. Okay, that's fine. I feel like I shouldn't be sharing that information. I'm gonna hold on. Give me a sec, guys. Uh, Kind of like the last video, you already saw it, so well, whoop-de-doo. Um, okay, so I have no idea what's gonna happen, but let's like I said, just the whole world is watching everything. All right, so basically this event setup tool, what I'm doing is I'm taking this, I'm going to Events Manager, I'm going into this website, it's gonna pull up a tab, and then I want to be able to track something. So I want to track anytime somebody submits that, I want it to count as a lead. I'm not going to include a value right now because I don't really care about that. Confirm. And that's it. So now anytime somebody submits that lead, finish. Yes, it was. Thank you, Facebook. Done. Okay, so now anytime somebody submits that lead, and I can actually test it too, um just to like be sure. So let me clear this activity. So if I now I'm like in the test center basically. If I go over here and I press on, so here before I press on that, you can see that the page view has processed. But if I press on this button, well, it's not working. So that's good to know. Hold on, let me come back because there's some stuff on the screen that I feel like I shouldn't be sharing all of this. So give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. I have no idea what's going on or why this is happening. I am trying to test this event, but basically, I can tell that the right thing is happening, but the wrong action is like this should say instead of page view, it should say new lead. And I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't figure it out. So here's what we're gonna do. We say, screw it. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'll figure it out later. What's most important is that we can see if it's actually working or not. Like sometimes you just got to go old school, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say, forget that. That's totally fine. That's not working, whatever. It's okay. Not the end of the world. But ultimately what I got to do now, I'm not going to show this because it's not that important, but ultimately what I have to do is, like this, I could show part of it actually. I think it'll be fine. So like when someone submits a form on there, on any of these websites, then what I have to do is make sure that the new lead gets added to Google Sheets. So I use Zapier to do that. It's a great tool. It's free for the most part. Like obviously, um, I'm not like doing crazy volume right now, so it doesn't really matter. It's free for you. Basically, if you're watching this, it's going to be free for you. So, I'm basically saying, okay, hey, look, I want ClickFunnels, which is the tool that I'm using, to send the contact data to Google Sheets. That's kind of like our 1.0 CRM, and then send an email notification to myself and the team that I'm working with to let them know that, hey, we got a new lead. So that's what this is all about. I'm gonna have to work on this now, but that's pretty much the video. So like I said, to kind of summarize it all up, I woke up to leads, which was great. The cost of the leads, I don't know if I actually mentioned the cost, but the cost of the leads was high. It was like almost 30, yeah, I did 30, 35 bucks. I need to bring that down well below like 10. And we saw that the advertisement was working really well, but the landing page was not working as well. And I had some assumptions on why it wasn't working as well. So based on those assumptions, I am doing a test. And that's what you like really need to think about when it comes to advertising. Advertising is all about testing. Most often than not, you're going to be wrong, and you need to mentally understand that, because when you understand, like when that's your expectation, the failure doesn't like hurt the quote unquote failure. The learning doesn't really affect you as much. When you think that you're gonna like kill it out of the gate, that's when you've totally lost perspective of reality. The reality is the first one's not gonna work. The second one's not gonna work. The third one's probably not gonna work. Maybe the fourth, fifth, sixth, even seventh are not gonna work. But each test, if you can learn as fast as humanly possible and iterate quickly, you're going to get to that 10th ad, and that 10th ad is going to work. Like if you do this right and you do this well, and you get to 10 ads and you're not any closer than when you were on ad one, then you're basically like, you're not problem solving well enough, right? But if you can figure out 10 different tests, I can almost promise you by that 10th test, you will have some level of success. So that's the video. Tomorrow, I will share the results of the split test, and we'll do the same process. And I want you guys to see, like, everything is not perfect, right? Like my pixel's not working. There's a lot of things that are not working, and I want you guys to see that, because that's probably the most important part. You need to get through that in order to get to the parts that work. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.